Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Gregtech Community Edition Unofficial. Last time we got some steel production going, and we did one other little thing. I don't remember what that was. It wasn't the EV circuits. We did that before. But this time, I do have prepared quite a bit of stuff to get going. I did want to show you, I've been a little bit busy getting more auto crafting stuff set up. So I got a bunch of different patterns in here now. I can craft all of the basic, well, besides the fluid one for the basic LV, because they're required in a lot of different crafting recipes. I can craft up, I think it was just that one I added. I added a bunch of different wires, a couple other patterns there. I added the fluid one here. I still don't have some of the things on AutoCraft, like I'm going to have to change that out for rubber. I have to find a way to automate rubber rings, essentially. Steel rotors and stainless steel fluid pipes, which means I'm going to have to make more of those extruders. We haven't added anything in there. We've added a way for me to make soldering alloy. And I even ran some cable underneath so that now we can both auto craft over here. So this is where the soldering alloy will come out. This is trying to auto import polyethylene. I don't know if this is going to work. I'm going to have to get a fluid storage bus on this with a polyethylene like tank to test it out and see if that'll work. We got our everything over here wired up. This can now make ourselves some different, so we can make machine holes. We can make parts for circuits. I don't think there's anything else. Oh, we got our soldering alloy in here, which will automatically import into the system. Oh no, well, yeah, so it'll automatically go back in, but then it will automatically import into the extractor, which gets piped into our clean room. So if I ever need more soldering alloy in here, I can just queue up some soldering alloy to go in. And we actually, even right here in the back, using these HV machine hole, you can actually run ME cables through it. So we can now make all of our different processors using the special SMD components. So I did want to actually show that in action because I was pretty excited. Now, I got this going to make ourselves advanced chemical reactors. So that's going to take... It's actually surprising, only 439 bytes. I think that's because I have a lot of them already. Yeah, I have a bunch of the items available, so it's like, well, you don't need to craft as much. So we'll go ahead and start that and let that kick away. Now, the other thing that we need to do what I was going to do today is a distillery, which I don't know if I have any more. I do. For sure do. It's all down over here. So I was looking at some recipes I was looking at the quest book. So this is ethylene. Can we get more in there? Yes, we can. Just plan on bringing over some of this stuff for using for polyethylene at some point. So I don't want to be wasting too much of this. So we can now pick this one up. I think at this point we might as well also pick this one up. Oh, that dropped the circuit. We'll pick up our cables so we can actually go and unpackage that. We can go unpackage the rubber off of them, which will be nice. The rest of these. And then, now that this is all done, we can actually remove that water pipe, everything. None of it's needed anymore. We'll do that later. I'll even just place this down here. Clear up my inventory. If it bothers you, tough. Want to make these all stackable. those keep going. Oh. I guess it doesn't matter too much. I did set up another station to wash. I think we're gonna need another upgrade in this thing. Because it looks like... Oh, we're full. Is that why we're clogged? That is why we're clogged. It's not supposed to... Why is that in there? How did that get in there? It's not supposed to go in there. Anyways, yeah, it looks like we are completely full on that. Was there really any use for this? I don't think there was much of any use for this for us. So I may... Yeah. Really doesn't seem like this is going to have too much of a use. So what we'll do... Wish there was like a trash can we could use. What we'll do is we'll just take out a couple stacks. Dump it all in the water. I guess it's not wanting to... Usually Control Shift will dump the entire inventory, but I don't want to do that. Okay, there we go. Break down all these wires really quick. Now, we've got our distillery. Our HV machine chemical reactor should now be done. So let's look for that. HV chemical reactor. Okay, so using these two items, it was telling me in here, while wood vinegar distillation gives acetone, the yield is low and might not suffice. There is a direct LCR recipe for acetic acid to obtain acetone. If you want to be fancy, you can also use the good old acetic acid to dissolve calcium acetate and acetone loop, which does not require an LCR, but still recycles the calcium compound perfectly. So what that one is if we get some quicklime, which I'm pretty certain I have some somewhere here. It's most likely down here at the bottom. Yes, so I'll take 16 because I believe it is 2 per. So that'll give you quite a few recipes. Oh, by the way, we also have lowered the floor one, so I can actually walk around underneath the cables, which is pretty nice. But what I wanted to do with the acetic acid now is I want to get it over enough that I can use both the HV cables here and the LV cables over here. So I'm thinking probably something like right here. Means we need to go grab a couple blocks. Let's get that out of the way. Just grab a couple blocks to patch up the floor for a second. So right there, we want our advanced chemical reactor, and then our distillery. So in the chemical reactor, we need to put our acetic acid and our quicklime to make, right there, to make our dissolved calcium acetate with a circuit board of 1. So the only thing is I do need to make some stainless steel piping because this is an acid. So let's get 8 of those out, make ourselves the tinier pipes just because it does save on materials, and I don't really care about the throughput. I just care that it's done. So we need our pipe, small pipe. So while we wait for these to get whipped up, we'll come back over here, because once we've got the dissolved calcium acetate done, we need to then put that in the distillery with a circuit board of, I believe it's 1, and you get back quicklime and acetone. So what I'm thinking for this is we put 1 and 2, allow both of them to input to each other. This one will dump back items. This one will give, double check that recipe. Number 1, yeah. So this one will give the item back. This one will dump the fluid in. Now, the only thing that we also have to make sure of, we have to find a way to burn off some of that menthol, or methanol. Actually, doing the acetone will burn off some of the methanol. But there are a couple other recipes we're going to be able to use that methanol with. Where did it go? Steel. Stainless steel pipe, that's right. So we want to go right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Make sure it is all hooked up properly. And put through the bottom. Now this should go in. And once it goes in, we can now wire up some cable to the back of it. I think probably not to the back, probably right into here. There is cables. We are running a bit low because I've been wiring a bunch of stuff up. But it's not going to stop me from getting this done. Just like that. So that'll do its thing. We'll get some acetone, and then we can pump the acetone back in. Don't know if we have any polyethylene pipes on hand. But one thing we can do, since we're already over here, we should have another fluid. Can we use this? Ooh. What can we use this for? Storage, that's it. Which is perfectly fine, we'll need those in a minute. So I think we'll just put on an HV fluid pump. A little bit more costly than the regular ones, but do you believe that's going to be better off for us in the end? Now, I don't believe we have any more polyethylene tiny pipes, so we're going to go grab some of my polyethylene to make some more. And do we have any fluid filters? Yes. Do have some polyethylene pipes. We'll grab some of the polyethylene out just in case, but this actually might be enough, the 9 that I have. realized I don't need a fluid filter. What I need to do is wire it up. That is a polyethylene pipe, so it should be just fine. Wire it up to output out the back. Make sure this only goes in one direction. So we're safe there. Wire it up here. Then fluid output. Alright, why is this not choosing to do its thing? Oh, because we have no power. Dirt. Let's make sure we get that power wired in. Give me that. See if we can get in there at it. That's going to be a little bit tricky. Can I get under over here? Kind of, not really. We'll just bust this for just a second. There we go. Now I can go back up. We'll have to make myself a new set of wire cutters to make this a little bit easier in the future, but and there we go. So now both of those are going in, and we're producing additional acetone that'll now get pumped through and help out with our production of fuel. So it does want me to grab a bucket of it, so we'll go ahead and just grab out that really quick. Complete the quest. And then dunk it right back on in. So that gets us our acetone. We do have gasoline. Just need to like actually have a tank of a thing of gasoline. So we'll drop down here. Have ourselves. I don't know if I want to do that. See if we can get this pipe to empty. I'm thinking probably just can't. Idea. Just do this. Pick this barrel up. Drop the barrel down, and just like that. Gives us a little bit extra storage. It does want me to hold on to some gasoline. I don't particularly want to have an issue. This pumps. Wait. That's not good. Are we actually out of light fuel? The gasoline pump is full. will grab that out so we can finish the quest for the gasoline. So I can use that in another tank for other stuff. So actually, let's just put that away. Whew. So the next thing after that I wanted to try to get to, I think was the silicone rubber. I looked at everything in here. What was the recipe on this one? Ooh. A nightmare, that's what it was. So let's look at that silicone rubber. This one, it can be used in place of rubber. Most recipes 4 times more efficient at insulating cables. Is also strictly required in certain higher tier recipes. This isn't exactly worth making until you get a distillation tower, but then it becomes great thanks to fuel cracking. Taking it that this one was a little bit more complicated, yes. Alright, I think it was a silicone. We'll look at the silicone here. So to make the poly, this one, chloride. This is what I was looking at wanting to do. So if I can do hydrochloric acid. Yes. So this will end up eating up hydrogen, which is not too bad because if we electrolyze water, we can actually get unlimited supply of that. But we need, I wanted to have another sink for methanol so that we're not using all of it for the one thing and running way too much here. So methanol and silicone. So what we should actually do is let's set up that. No, I kept looking at the recipe. Already forgot. It's an LV chemical reactor, which means we actually have one of those to use. I think I put it up here. Oh, it's in my inventory right there. So for the time being, we're just gonna make a little bit over here. I will set up another. No, we're gonna just get everything set up. I'm gonna grab a couple more machines. Yeah, I'm gonna grab a couple more machines and then. Get ready to set up doing that. I do. I have a basic electrolyzer too. So that would get me my hydrogen. The chlorine is salt. But once you've got the chlorine in the system, that's what's actually kind of boggling my mind, because it says it's a pretty severe chlorine sink. But it doesn't use it like they say it does. Hold on. Check this one more time. Each recipe only makes 3. Chlormethane. Chlormethane is then put into a chemical reactor to make. I don't see why you would use this recipe over. It's 2 chlormethane and silicone. Chlorine. Except for, is there a better way to get methane? Wood gas, fermented biomass. I guess you get it through the cracked. Got it. That actually also brings up another point to check. What happened to our light fuel? It is gone. And we are not processing fast enough to make more. So what happens if we distill down regas? So this is actually a little bit scary here. Get methane, we get propane at the... Let's do severely cracked. Okay, that just gives us more, so we wouldn't even need to crack it if we wanted to really distill this. That... Okay, well... Okay, so I don't know if I recorded what I basically was just talking about, but I was looking through a bunch of stuff. So this chemical reactor thing that I was going to set up and start doing to make the silicone rubber is just not going to cut it right now. I need more distillation towers. And especially since the number one issue I now am currently running into, we are out of light fuel. And it's not like we don't have the oil coming in to do this. It's just that we are completely out of light fuel with making the tooling. So I need some way to process all of this stuff down that I'm not using into its forms. So we need a way to process all of the light fuel into all the different outputs. We need a way to process all the heavy fuel into all the different outputs, and even the gas into some of the outputs, while we have some of it go into here, probably in a tank to be fed into the refinery here. So I'm going to be looking at getting some of these ender fluid link covers set up, and next time we will be building another platform similar to the electric blast furnace stuff, just to make sure that we have all of our distillation towers set up. So first I'm going to be doing a blast furnace to make as much stainless steel as possible, and I'm going to be probably pounding out as many materials as I possibly can here to get large amounts of distillation towers, a bunch of the ender fluid covers, all of that stuff. So I will see you guys next time when I'm ready to start setting all that stuff up. Bye!